What is up, people? You've got the Oracle there, back for round 1 with a sweet Esper colorless control deck. And we have a decent hand. Currently we cannot cast anything, but I'm playing 18 lands, so I feel like I can keep that. Also, Tendrils might be great if I'm, drawing another swamp and the opponent makes an aggressive drop with a few 2 toughness creature. Um, and the opponent just mauled to 6 and kept 6 and put, I guess, a card on top. Alright. And we are playing a red deck, which would which is likely to make that Tendrils good. As we drew Analysis, which is not the best draw right now. If the opponent has an aggressive start and I just miss my land drops, I'm gonna lose. There's not much I can do about that, honestly. As we are playing red-white, so probably a lie or something along those lines, as I still missed on land there. Bit unfortunate. Hopefully I get my land next turn. If I don't, well, that might be bad for me, we'll see. If I do get my land, I will play a Cultivator Drone, as the opponent is still not doing much. And yeah, I'm definitely playing the drone there, as it leaves the tendrils and also enables the Sotnut Seer. It might very well die. Guess we'll see what happens. Just grabbing a bit of paper there in case I were to actually play that Sotnut Seer and see my opponent end. Alright. What are you playing, Dal Shabbat? Something, nothing, a plains? Sure. Anything else? Captain's Clue, alright, that's not too great against the hand I have. As I just F6, but it seems a bit laggy there. And a Menace Goblin, alright. It is interesting. I have the tendrils, which make this plus claw not too threatening. So I think I will play Sotnut Seer there to, use my mana the best I can. And we managed to cast the first pick of the draft. We'll see how it performs. Seems quite good. And I will have to write down 2 cards, I guess. Ooh. Touch of the Void and Sentinel, okay. Plane that I cannot take. Touch and Sentinel, okay. Which one is the more annoying? I'm not sure. Guess I can just kill the Sentinel with Titan's Present and Translator, so I'll just take the good removal spell that Touch of the Void is. Yup. That's gonna be my choice. And the opponent can either equip and attack with the Captain's Claw, which is not too likely, or cast the 3/3, which I would just kill during my turn. I think I would just kill that and attack with my team. Alright, as the opponent is likely to cast that thing, attacks for 3 there. Sure. I do not want, and actually I do not have the possibility to block, as the Sentinel is getting played there. And I drew a plane. Does that change my plays? Or does it not change anything? I guess I could play the Familiar actually, which also blocks the Sentinel. On the other hand, if I do that, I cannot attack with Cultivator Drone. It also dies to Tendrils if I want to use. I can just play Salt Harvester though. But if I do that, I miss on an attack there, which I do not appreciate too much. And actually, the opponent has a Captain's Claw, so never mind. And I'd rather use a removal when the opponent is tapped out too. So I guess I'll just do the play I mentioned earlier. revealing the Kozilek translator and attacking for 6. And those tendrils are gonna be good against Captain's Claw and that thing. Best case scenario, next turn the opponent equip, attack and plays a 2 toughness creature, and you know, I can just do my thing after attacking most likely. Pre-match as expected. I guess I'll go to 12 there, which is fine. Yep, that seems quite fine for me. And next turn, I'm very likely to play the Flaying Tendrils, and now I'm even more likely to do so. Guess I'll attack with both. Maybe I should not attack with the drone. The question is my opponent likely to block here? And I think he is very unlikely to block there. Unless he plays around the Flaying Tendrils, which is not extremely likely, will probably not block. But the fact that I attack with that is kinda suspicious too. So he might block. Yeah, he blocked. Alright, that's a good play on his side. It is not too bad for me. I will definitely tendrils now. Maybe the better play for me was to just attack with the Salt Nuts here. I'm unsure. I would have expected my opponent not to block, but the fact that I attack with a 2-3 on his 3-1 and more aggressive draw kinda, you know, probably tells him that I had something. So I guess, you know, my attack was kinda obvious, and yeah, pretty much. So I guess he could have a removal spell there, like Gideon's Reproach, or a Glare, or even a Volley. He took the damage though, which is good news for me. I have a lot of cards in hand, so I do not fear things too much. I'll play Salt Harvester first, and if I can draw land next turn, I might play Drone plus Surge the Analysis. We'll see. As the opponent might just have drawn an 8th land there, and you know, might just lose the game. Unfortunately for them. But I guess they mulligan, but you know, we still play the game. It was not completely one-sided. As we will deal 6 there, and that's gonna be game. So we are playing red-white aggressive ally. What can I do? Not much. I guess I have the crab. That thing is just, I mean, if I could be comfortable casting that, I'd be fine, but honestly I don't think that I can cast really that easily, so it will stay in the sideboard for now. And if I really feel like my opponent has some really threatening things, I might side it in, but you know, double blue for a mediocre card, not my favorite thing to do. So I guess I'll submit there. And yup, still a bit thinking about the play I made attacking with the drone. That might have been just a misplay, honestly. Yup. Because attacking with that, you know, it kinda tell my opponent, well, I have a board sweeper. Cause, yeah, you would not attack with that otherwise. You would much rather trade for the 3-1, I would say. So I'm not sure. Not sure how obvious it was. Not sure how wrong it was. Definitely could have kept the cultivator drone around though, which given my opponent life total and the fact that I was a bit missing on land, would have been good. Anyway, the opponent takes a bit of time to side things, and we have a decent hand there that I'm gonna keep. Flaying Tendril seems amazing in this matchup. The opponent saw it though, so he is likely to play around it. Benthic was a medium draw, nothing too special, but you know, a decent enough creature. As I would not mind my opponent playing a 2-drop there, given I have those 10 reels, but they didn't. I drew an island, which is fine, not too. I mean, it is just a fine draw. I would just be a bit worried if I draw too many lands, but here I currently have 5 and 4 spells, so you know it is fine. As the opponent is still not doing anything. Guess this would have been a sweet 2-drop, but I guess I'll play the Infiltrator now and pass the turn. Quite weird to play, I mean, lucky and weird I would say, to play a red-white deck that doesn't do anything during the 3 first turn boss game. My opponent might be packing a lot of removal or might be having some really bad draws, I'm unsure. Anyway, I will attack there. If they have a removal, that's fine. I don't mind that too much. And after that, I'm likely to play a Null Caller. Alright. Ingesting something, a mountain, sure. Guess I'll play the Settlement there, it doesn't matter too much, and cast the Null Caller. It's really weird that my opponent is not doing anything. I might get Wrathed away, which would be a 2-for-1 for the opponent. I don't think that not playing anything is the right play though, so I will still do that, and we'll see what happens. If my opponent hand is just full of 5 mana, 6 and 7 mana threat, it's gonna be quite annoying though. As they are playing Stoneforge Acolyte, which I would advise you against playing that. It is just quite bad. Even if you have the better equipment in the set, which is likely to be the Stoneforge Masterwork, I think it is the name. That thing is just not good. It doesn't do much, it is slow, it just seems quite bad overall to me. Anyway, let's attack, deal 3 most likely, and ingest something. After that I'll play the Translator, and well, I will not complain since you know, the opponent is not doing much, but I drew another land there, which is really not too great for me, since it's my 7th land for 5 spell. Well, that ratio is not great, but not awful either. And as I said, I cannot really complain given the start the opponent just made. Alright. Will we face a bit more threats and thing this game? Honestly, if my opponent cannot cast match with double red and quadruple white, I'm not sure what they have in hand. Maybe a bunch of 2 or 3 damage burn spell, and they cannot use them to kill anything? I don't really know. Honestly, I don't really know. Okay, a Sky Climber, sure. Do not mind that too much, given the flaying tendrils. Maybe the opponent choose to play nothing to play around tendrils, but that's a bit weird. I'm unsure, as they can not really attack there because of the Translator. Okay, I guess I can use the ability though. But that tendrils are gonna be very bad for my opponent. They did not reveal anything either. If he attacks, I'm just taking the damage. I don't mind taking 4. And I guess I'm attacking there. And I don't think I'm playing slow to draw. The reason is, as I said, my opponent could be packing a planar outburst, in which case I don't really want to overextend, especially since, you know, I'm already in a very good spot. I don't really need to play many more things to be in a good shape, so no real reason to play that. I'd rather keep it in hand if they, you know, if they somehow have access to this card. Anyway, I think it is time to 10 reels, no real reason to get more greedy, since it is quite efficient there. Getting a little 3 for 1. And yeah, I'm not sure what the opponent has in hand, but this might very well seal the deal for me. Honestly, it is likely that they have something like 2 or 3 burn spell. I'm not sure. As they play a sentinel, which I guess can start to attack and block my null caller too. And now I am more likely to play the slaughter drone. Another Stoneforge Act. That thing is just bad. Just don't play that. That's not a good idea. Um, hmm. Can I kill him? Not really. I kind of want to keep the contortion to kill my opponent. That'd be sweet. On the other hand, it is risky if they have a removal. Guess I'll just make the safe play of removing that, attacking with the whole squad, not playing my drone for the reason I mentioned before, and continue the beatdown. And if you wonder, this cannot exile card in my opponent graveyard, unfortunately, in which case it would be quite great. I guess I removed everything though, but I could be able to remove that sentinel. And that's gonna be game. And I'm a bit sorry because those 2 games were not great. On the other hand, the opponent is playing some very weak spells and had some strange draws, so I'm unsure about what happened. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and I see you guys for round 2.